University Advancement at Bastyr, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you all today to the 42nd Annual Spring Commencement for Bastyr University. It's my pleasure to introduce the Associate Vice President for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, Dr. Erica Lorenzana Del Villar. Dr. Del Villar.
Good afternoon. As we begin today's event, we would like to intentionally begin by acknowledging that the lands on which Bastyr University stands and on which we hold our commencement today are the traditional, ancestral, and contemporary lands of Indigenous peoples, particularly the Coast Salish people in Seattle and Kenmore, Washington, whose spiritual connections to these lands forms the foundations of their ways of being. We recognize and esteem the values, vast knowledge, and collective wisdom of these nations from past and present. We honor their resiliency as we recognize the history of oppression, racism, and extreme hardship that has and continues to affect their communities. We at Bastyr University endeavor to be stewards of the lands on which the institution stands, embrace Indigenous ways of knowing through our programs and initiatives, and strive towards policies and practices that bring about justice and reconciliation. It is also important to note that this land acknowledgement is only one step in honoring the presence and continued contributions of Native tribes. I invite you today to intentionally take some time to learn more about the land on which you live, on which you work, and on which you play, so that we can collectively reflect on our engagement as we manifest the intentions in this land acknowledgement as one Bastyr community. Thank you.
Representing the Bastyr Board of Trustees, I'd like to welcome Carol Taylor.
Hello, good afternoon. On behalf of the Bastyr Board of Trustees, I want to congratulate you all for hitting this milestone. To say that the last few years have been challenging would be a bit of an understatement, I think. But we know that your drive and determination has allowed you to hit this incredible time for you as you embark on your next steps in your career. I know that for most of you, you did not do this by yourself. You have a whole cadre of friends and family and colleagues and faculty and staff who have helped you in your journey. So what I would love for you to do, I'm going to invite you to all stand and do a rousing cheer for the folks that supported you through these last several years. Thank you.
Pleasure and honor to welcome two of the founders of Bastyr University, Dr. Joe Pizzorno and Dr. Les Griffith. At each commencement ceremony, we read the founder's prayer, which was written by Dr. Bill Mitchell, another of our founders. And this year, the founder's prayer will be read by Dr. Les Griffith. Les?
And Bill Mitchell Dr. Mitchell was a very good friend of mine, next door to me. later, he saw that I was in this odd little natural medicine, got really excited, and became one of us. I miss him a lot. He was the heart of Bastyr. Thank you, loving Creator, for this joyous day, and for the comfort, strength, and support we get from each other. Thank you for Bastyr. Bless it, inspire it, and engulf it in the urgent flame of the search for truth and integrity in the epistemology of natural medicine. Thank you, the gift of life, and thank you for the nourishment that energizes this gift. Thank you for your great spirit that has motivated the people to be here today. Thank you for the opportunity that Bastyr University provides as a forum for us to serve your people, and especially those whose lives have fallen on hard times of suffering and disease. Remind us to be humble, for humility is the womb of compassion. Open our eyes and our hearts to see and appreciate the vast potential of those around us. Grant us grace to nurture and encourage each other, and more than anything else in this troubled world, remind us that love is the strongest healer and the reason for life itself. Thank you.
I'd like to have the president of Bastyr University, Dr. Devin Bird, come to the podium, and he's going to share a few remarks with us all. Devin?
Hello. I'd like to extend a welcome to our graduating students, trustees, administration, faculty, staff, family members, friends, as well as guests. Today is a moment we honor and celebrate our graduates who have dedicated numerous hours listening, taking notes, studying, and practicing to reach this very point. Graduates, you are the reason why we are here, to highlight your hard work and to celebrate your accomplishments, at least at this point of your pathway. In life, we are presented with key opportunities to be a part of what is happening around us. In these moments, we can 1, choose not to engage and risk losing ground. 2, make a decision to engage and to be minimally involved. And 3, choose to engage in such a way that you make a difference. In these moments, the decisions you make are critical, as they can impact the course of your life in very definable ways. I ask you today, what choice are you most comfortable with making? The first area, choosing not to engage while taking the risk of losing ground, could possibly be the easiest and least risky decision to make, or could it? Some choose not to engage because they fear failure. What happens when you make a decision not to engage or get involved? You run the risk of not being a part of the process, of not improving your current situation, or missing an opportunity to positively impact your life. You potentially and are likely to miss an opportunity to achieve success. If you consider what you've learned while at Bastyr, choosing not to engage your clients, your patients, or a new entrepreneurial venture also has the potential to impact others' lives, given that they will not be able to receive the benefit of your expertise you worked so hard to achieve. The second area, making a decision to engage enough to be minimally involved, is a step beyond choosing not to engage. If you move into this area of operating, it means that you are interacting with others in such a way that it allows you to at least feel as though you're not sitting still, to at least feel as though you've made a decision. If you're operating in this area, whether by choice or circumstance, the questions I ask you today include: 1, are you really making a difference in your life or in the life of others if you choose the pathway of minimal involvement? 2, are you actually challenging yourself? 3, are you allowing yourself an opportunity to grow and to move into a new space you've never encountered before? And 4, are you disrupting your normal state of operating? And 5, are you disrupting that which has become so comfortable for you and familiar in such a way that you are becoming uncomfortable? There are many of us who would rather not take that challenge of disrupting our own lives and take a chance of becoming involved to the extent that we move into unfamiliar territory. Is this the pathway we want to take in life? The third area is choosing to engage in life in such a way that you make a difference. Given that you're at this point in your career, I think it is safe to assume that this is the space that every one of you have chosen and are choosing to operate, live, and in which to thrive. Your decision to enroll at Bastyr is evidence of the fact that you are someone who has made a decision that it is much better to be uncomfortable by putting yourself into a situation where you're challenging yourself by doing things you've never done before so that you can reach an area and a place in life where you've never been. You are someone who is in a position of not only having been uncomfortable, but someone who is in a position to know that you're able to achieve your goals, even though you may not have realized your capabilities to do so when you began your program. It is so important and critical to understand that being uncomfortable, being in a state where you've never experienced a level of uncertainty or lack of knowledge, doesn't mean that you don't have the capabilities to achieve your new tasks or goals. It is an indication that you are in a growth process and that you must move forward daily and with purpose. Being in a state of what some call disruption or discomfort can be an indication that you're reaching new heights, as long as you have a vision for where you are going. You need a plan, you need a roadmap, and you need to evaluate your progress in an ongoing manner. Remaining in touch with your goals is what I ask you to do. In fact, I challenge you today to write down your top 3 goals, place them in a location where you will see them regularly, and ask yourself, have you taken the necessary steps that will allow you to progress toward achieving these goals? Now is the time for you to understand that you need to advance yourself in this area, or if you're not operating here, it is time to move into this new phase. Congratulations on having made this decision, and congratulations on having assumed a position of responsibility. You're now responsible for engaging in the next steps, whether it includes your patients, clients, or the broader community will be able to benefit from your skills and knowledge gained thus far. Congratulations on making the commitment to also being responsible to yourself. Take the time to ensure that you're taking care of what others allow you to, take the time to ensure you're taking care of what allows you to live, engage, and thrive. Ensure that you're moving intentionally into that which you deserve. I do have a few quotes I'd like to share that highlights the need to become engaged in life. 1, there are risks and costs to action, but they are far less than the long-range risk of comfortable inaction. John Kennedy. The path to success is to take massive, determined actions. Tony Robbins. Well done is better than well said. Ben Franklin. You will either step forward into growth or you will step back into statement. Abraham Maslow. And finally, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values become your destiny. Gandhi. Graduates, your time to engage is now. You have a responsibility that has been placed upon you to get engaged in your personal and professional life and to stay engaged in your personal and professional lives. Every client, every patient, every colleague, supervisor, and supervisee deserve the very best from you every day, every shift, every project, every question or inquiry. Your family and friends also deserve a level of commitment and gratitude for the sacrifices and support provided to you during your educational journey, and that they will also give to you as you fulfill your ongoing quest. In closing, I encourage you to Be the difference that allows others to achieve their goals. Be a change agent. Be the standard and benchmark that others seek to emulate. And perhaps most of all, be engaged. I wish you well as you move into this next phase of your career and personal lives. Congratulations and thank you. At this point, I'm very excited to introduce our principal speaker, someone whom I've come to meet and connect with on several occasions. Dr. Jane Hilton is Dean Emeritus of the School of Naturopathic Medicine at Bastyr University. She graduated from Bastyr in 1986 and has served as a clinical professor, medical director, dean of clinical affairs, and dean of the School of Naturopathic Medicine during her 31-year tenure at Bastyr. She was, yes. She was the co-medical director for the King County Natural Medicine Clinic, the first publicly funded integrated health clinic in the United States. Dr. Hilton was the medical director for the Healing AIDS Research Project, a trial studying naturopathic therapies for HIV and AIDS, and was awarded the Blackmore International Award for outstanding research in natural medicine in 1990 for this work. She has participated in several other research studies on issues related to menopause and women's health. She was a principal investigator on a National Institutes of Health grant to increase the teaching and application of evidence-based medicine within the curriculum of the Naturopathic Medical School at Bastyr. She served on the boards and as president of both the American Association of Naturopathic Physicians and the Association of Accredited Naturopathic Medical Colleges. She also served on the board of Harborview Medical Center, Seattle's Level 1 Trauma Center. In 2011, she was appointed by the U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services to the Advisory Council for Complementary and Integrative Health at the NIH. She has lectured extensively and published several papers. Please join me in welcoming her.
Everyone on this very fine day. Graduates, it is such an honor to be with you here today to celebrate with you on this milestone on your life journey. And oh my goodness, what a journey you have just completed. The challenges you encountered through the COVID era were unprecedented in the last 100 years. And were daunting, to say the least. None of us in this room, except for you, know exactly how difficult your paths were through the pandemic. But we do know that you persisted, because you are sitting here right now among us. And we know that the lessons you learned have undoubtedly made you stronger, made you more adaptable, and made you more resilient because of what you went through. I wish to add my congratulations to each and every one of you for your dogged determination to see your education through and your dreams realized. You have earned our deepest respect and admiration. I want to begin today by calling your attention to the many blessings and gifts you will be receiving, both today and in the days and years to come. I hope you will take the time to savor and appreciate these gifts, because they will sustain you throughout your careers. From the audience, your loved ones, your friends, your family, your gifts will come from their hearts and souls. Loved ones, please share your gifts today and in the future with your graduate, so that they may know how much they are loved, how much their efforts have been appreciated, how confident you are that they will be successful in bringing health and wellness to their communities, and in so doing, will find happiness and prosperity in their own lives. From your classmates, from each other, you will receive the gifts of lifelong friendships and the shared experiences and learnings of the last several years. Classmates, please share these gifts with each other generously so that each of you will know how much you mean to each other, how much your love and support for each other helped you get to this day, and how grateful you are that your lives crossed paths during these amazing times. From the faculty, your beloved teachers, you will receive the gifts of their respect, their honoring of you for your knowledge, their pride in your accomplishments. Faculty, please share these gifts freely with these graduates so they may know how well they have learned, how honored you are to welcome them as colleagues, and how hopeful you are that they will teach what they have been taught with skill and wisdom. From the school, you will receive, besides your diploma, hopefully, the gift of becoming a member of the Bastyr alumni and family. Bastyr leadership. Please share these gifts with these graduates so that they will take pride in their alma mater, so that they will feel supported and mentored as they build their careers, and so they will feel confident that Bastyr will remain true to its mission and continue its legacy of being a strong, incredible advocate for naturopathic medicine, East Asian medicine, and all of its programs in its work to transform the health and well-being of the human community. From the patients you care for during your clinical training, you have already received their gifts. The gifts they shared with you are the trust they placed in you, the hopes and fears they shared with you, the joys and sorrows they talked with you about. Your patients shared their life stories with you, and in doing so, gifted you with some of the most profound lessons a healer can learn. Graduates, embrace these gifts fully and with open hearts, and they will provide you with great power and strength in the days and years ahead when you need to call upon them. And so here you are, after all you've been through and all you've achieved, looking really good in your academic robes, I must say, nervous and excited, or maybe seriously bored, not sure which, waiting to be hooded, waiting to receive your diplomas, and for some of you, take your naturopathic physician's oath. Tomorrow will come so quickly, and tomorrow will bring you more challenges, but also infinite opportunities. The path you've chosen, a healer's path, is not an easy one, but it's a critically needed one, and it can be an exquisitely joyful and satisfying path. There is no doubt that you have your work cut out for you, but there is also no doubt that you are uniquely prepared to be a change agent for your patients, your communities, and for the planet. Beyond your stethoscopes and needles and other tools in your trades, you also have the tools and gifts important for practitioners of the healing arts. You have knowledge and skill. You have competence. You have compassion and intuition. You have the gift of knowing how to help patients prevent disease, restore health, and maintain well-being. You also have the gift of understanding the need to transform the current medical paradigm. Healthcare in this country desperately needs what you are so well trained for and eager to provide. Healthcare in this country is not creating health and wellness today. Sadly, it is consumed and overwhelmed with treating chronic disease. According to the CDC, in 2018, at least 1 in 4 adults in the United States suffer from at least 3 chronic diseases. And it is estimated that 80% of these chronic diseases are preventable through lifestyle and behavioral interventions. These shocking statistics call for a radically different paradigm, one that focuses on and rewards both patients and providers, for preventing disease, restoring health, and creating wellness. This is what you have been trained to do. The principles of naturopathic medicine and East Asian medicine are your guideposts. Determine the root cause of a problem. Support the body's innate and powerful healing capacity. Remove blockages of energy flow and obstacles to cure. Create balance and harmony in body, mind, and spirit. If you do this one by one with your patients, you can make small changes that will have profound impact on a person and their families and communities. Now, beyond your offices and examination and treatment rooms, you can also be attentive to the external influences on health and wellness and become an advocate for policies and healthcare delivery models that will result in a more just system and healthier people. These include the determinants of health and those factors that impact not only the national, but the global burden of disease. According to Dr. Chris Murray, Director of the Institute of Health Metrics and Evaluation at the University of Washington, in 1990, the biggest threats to health globally were malnutrition and unsafe water and sanitation. By 2013, they've been replaced by poor diet, which is not the same thing as malnutrition, and high blood pressure, with tobacco use not far behind. You graduates have the knowledge and the ability to deal with these problems, and I hope and urge you to get involved in ways that will alter the trends in national and global health and bend the curve towards health equity and wellness. The planet needs you. Your path may not be entirely clear at this moment to you. That's okay. Let me give you some advice, whether you asked for it or not. Reach out to mentors regularly for advice and support. Remember the gifts that have come your way from so many people who want to see you succeed. Use science as a tool and your profession's principles as the foundation for building new practices. Learn from your patients. In my 40 years of practice, they have been my greatest teachers, imparting wisdom and humility in equal parts. Don't take too much credit for successes, and don't take too much blame for failures. As Robert Fulghum said, don't believe everything you think. Seek truth. Ask questions. Question assumptions. Dig deeper than Google, Twitter, YouTube, and now ChatGPT. Misinformation is everywhere. You learned how to be critical thinkers during your education, a vital skill for your practice and in these times. And as a healthcare professional, you have the responsibility to use credible information when making decisions and sharing information with your patients. No system of medicine has a monopoly on the truth. None. I propose to you that truth lies somewhere in the sacred interaction between you and your patients. Imagine a Venn diagram. The first circle represents the current body of scientific evidence. The second circle represents your own expert opinion and intuition based on your years of training and ongoing study. The third circle represents the collective values, concerns, and priorities of your patient. No one circle is more valid than the other. The intersection of these circles is the sweet spot. This is where healing will occur. Dr. Gordon Guiot defines the sweet spot as evidence-based medicine. Others call it patient-centered medicine, Still others call it shared decision-making. Your efforts to find the sweet spot with your patients will result in much better outcomes and healthier and happier people. I want to say a few words about following your passion. I would propose to you that if you are attentive to what interests you now, and you study and practice that interest, you will become good at whatever that thing is. If you keep practicing, then you will get very good at it, and eventually you'll be great at it. When you're great at something, you will experience intense passion and satisfaction in the work you do every day. You will be successful, you will become prosperous, and most importantly, you will bestow great benefits and gifts to the world. This is what all of us here today wish for you. So now, graduates, as you're about to cross the stage and receive your diplomas, it's time for you to walk down your path and begin to share your gifts with those you love, your teachers, your classmates, the school, and your patients. This is your moment, and you are more than ready. And we have been waiting for this time to arrive. And we can't wait to see how your gifts will light up the world. My gift to you is a blessing and a toast. I struggled to find a blessing that felt authentic and did not risk co-opting a cultural traditional message that was not mine. So, as a descendant of Irish ancestors, and at the risk of hearing cries of "okay, boomer" from the audience, I landed on an old traditional Irish blessing that I have adapted for our occasion here today. Here it is. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm on your face. The rain falls soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of her hand. And as any true Irish woman or man will attest, a toast is fitting for any occasion. So I'm going to end my remarks by offering a toast for the graduates. If anyone in the audience would like to join me, please raise your virtual glass, virtual choice of beverage, and join me in this toast to the graduates. To you, dear graduates, may you never lie, cheat, or steal. But if you do lie to save a friend. If you do steal a heart and fall in love. And if you cheat death every chance you get. Cheers. Congratulations, doctors. I wish you every good thing. Thank you.
Sahar, come on up. Every year, graduating students select a peer to speak on their behalf. Today, representing the graduating doctoral students is Sahar Majibi Cumming. Sahar.
Hello, everybody. And hello, classes of 2023, and congratulations. My doctorate is in acupuncture and oriental medicine. Today marks a significant milestone in our lives. It signifies the transition from student to physician, at least in our hearts as we await our licenses. And I'd like to start by honoring each of our timelines that brought us here. And I invite you to think for a moment, all the way back to the very beginning, about who it was or what it was that brought you to Bastyr, or naturopathy, or traditional Chinese medicine. For those of you in the audience, if you ever want to hear an awe-inspiring story, ask a naturopathic physician how it came to be that they chose this field. Just because of the nature of the field and it's the path less taken, usually money and status are not the biggest driving factors. So it has to be something else where the pull is just as strong. Based on the stories I've heard from my classmates over the years, they all have similar and common elements. The stories often involve serendipitous factors beyond their control that some might use words like divine fate, kismet, the shirt, siddha to describe. But another common theme is a hero's journey, where someone overcame their own health obstacles, or they witnessed that of a loved one. And perhaps through taking a non-conventional path, they found hope where they were told there was no hope to find. And they wanted to devote their lives to the healing arts, to expand the kind of medicine they wanted people to have access to receiving one day. For me, my aunt Heidi Felton was a Bastyr graduate, and she suggested this program to my parents during high school. And for some reason, they let me fly across the country, and I visited the campus. I spent a beautiful summer there, and I met Dr. Shelby. That was my first naturopathic physician, and that's where I first saw the interaction between a naturopath and a patient, and I was witnessing the trust there, the laughter, the tears, the herbs, the drugs, the science, the soul. Oh, they were even talking about eating a colorful diet to feed the microbiome. This was a decade before we even knew the word microbiome in common medical jargon. And that's when I knew that's the path I want to take. And so now, fellow graduates, if you'll indulge me in just one moment shared together with our eyes closed, I wonder if you can tap into the pull of what first brought you here. Can you tap into that feeling you had when you first arrived to Bastyr so many years ago? It's a full body sensation. You were lit up, excited about all the possibilities of what medicine could be before you told what it ought to be. You can open your eyes. Tapping into whatever that pull was, whatever that feeling was that brought you to this path is not insignificant. That pull is everything. According to the Sioux Native Americans, becoming a Lakota medicine man or a Wakasa Wakan was not simply a matter of acquiring the knowledge and knowing the properties of the medicinal plants, but it was about having an inner vision, a force within called the Nagi, or a spirit that was connected to the universe. And it can't be described because it can't really be seen. It can't tangibly be felt or tasted, but you know when it's inside of you. And you can't describe it, but it fills all of you, and you feel that power surge through you like a flood. And that pull, that Nagi, connected them to the life force that flows through all things, enabling them to help heal others in whatever capacity that they could. And this connection and this sense of purpose determined their suitability to become a Wakasa Wakan, a wise medicine man. So, 5 years ago, we all came to Bastyr. We were plopped into the middle of the woods in the state park and taking 29 credits at a time. That sounds like a wilderness survival show. It was tough, but we found our way through. And then we were immersed in this new community of like-minded friends and exceptional faculty, teachers, supervisors. They had the same vision we did. They were dedicated to the same vision. And together we dove deep into our education to learn about this elegantly designed machine that is the human being on a macro level, on a micro level, in states of homeostasis and not in states of pathology. We explored naturopathic philosophy, we learned about the innate nature, the healing force of nature, the vis medicatrix naturae, but we also witnessed it on a cellular level in subjects like immunology, histology, physiology, and biochemistry. And we went beyond the theory. We learned physical exam skills, we listened to each other's heartbeats, we practiced taking blood from one another. I even examined some of your stool and urine. It was intimate. And so we finally took our first round of boards. We were eager. We finally passed, eager to get into clinic. And then all of a sudden we were in clinic and we realized now we're really a part of a team in charge of taking care of people's health. And we realized what a responsibility and honor that is. And then, no matter how detail-oriented you were, or how much of a planner you were, came the biggest wrench in all of our plans, a global pandemic. And so much of our medicine is in person, tasting the herbs together, the healing touch, therapeutic presence. But we found a way to make it work through telemed and online classes. And we each learned about resilience out of necessity. It was tough, but we found our way through. And so we continued on. We learned our clinical sciences. We learned about each body system, each modality, naturopathic therapeutics, craniosacral, homeopathy, physical medicine. It was like a tasting menu of modalities. I like a little bit of this. I don't want to ever do that. I like this. And so we were discovering our affinities clinically, but really we were actually discovering ourselves. Some modalities just resonate with our souls for reasons that we can't explain. I fell in love with botanical medicine in a real deep way at my time in Bastyr. Be in the classroom, we'd be learning about mushrooms and the reishi mushroom, and in the afternoon I'd just be so excited to go outside into the woods and see if I could climb a tree and find reishi and forage it and really learn about it and sit with it and harvest it and make medicine. In our counseling classes, we learn not only how to sit with patients, but how to sit with their suffering. And you can't really be good at sitting with someone else's suffering unless you can sit with your own. In our personal lives, we lost loved ones along the way. And relationships ended. And in the best way we knew how, we held space for that grief. And we kept moving forward. It was tough, but we found our way through. And now, we finally sit here in our seats at the end of the road, almost to the end of what one medical school has to offer a student. But speaking of gifts, I'd first like to invite all of the graduates to look under their seats at this time. Yeah, what? Do you think that I'm Oprah and I'm going to give you a giveaway? No. There is no more searching outside of ourselves. The final gift resides in the heart. Bastyr has provided us with the fertile soil. Amen. It provided us with the fertile soil and it nurtured us from mere seeds of potential when we first arrived. It created the right environment for us to blossom into physicians. And as I look around at my colleagues, I see a garden of biodiversity with different specialties, different affinities, different ways of practicing. And just as there are roses and fruits and vegetables in a garden, each of us brings a unique contribution to the field. And I express my gratitude to Bastyr for providing us with the education, the experience, and the container necessary for growth. That foundation is the gift that keeps giving. The more time passes as we leave here, we continue blooming and showing more of our essence, just as the sweetness of the rose and the vibrancy of the pink petals show themselves and reveal themselves with time too. So in closing, my dear classmates, now esteemed colleagues, let us venture forth into the realm of medicine as the renegades that we are. Naturopathy is not just a profession, but it's an intelligent, energetic force that moves through all of us. Remember that pull that first brought you here. That is the intelligent force of nature working through you. And as long as we all stay true to that core feeling, the medicine and the peace lives on through us. And let us spend our days bringing our patients closer to their own truest nature so that they can find their path to blooming and to their utmost potential as well. Our timeline has showed us that we can clearly overcome tough challenges. So let us brave the next steps of bringing our medicine to the world, and let us hit the ground running because it's our time to shine. Thank you, everyone. I wish you all the best of luck with board exams, and I'm so grateful to know you.
I can't follow that. Stand again. Enough speeches? Will the candidates for the doctoral degree please rise? In the spirit of the moment, that was sick. Come on. My name is Dr. David Rule, and it's my pleasure to be the Senior Vice President and Provost at Bastyr University, otherwise the Chief Academic Officer. President Berg, those who stand before you have pursued a course of study for the doctoral degree. Upon completion of their study, the faculty recommends and the registrar confirms, which actually happens, that they are eligible to have the degree conferred upon them. They're all yours.
Greetings. My name is Sarah Bader, and I'm the Director of Clinical Education and the DAO program at Bastyr University. And it is my great pleasure to read the names of the students receiving a doctoral degree in acupuncture or acupuncture and oriental medicine. Dr. Angela Singh, Chair of the Department of Acupuncture and State University. Turn my page. All right. Dr. Tiffany Channing. That ends the list of graduates of the Doctor of Agriculture degree, and that was our first graduating class of the Doctor of Agriculture degree. Oh, sorry, that was not right. Dr. Patricia Sicky, Doctor of Agriculture. Dr. Yu Xiao. Doctor of Agriculture degree, last graduated. Now we have Doctor of Agriculture in Oriental Medicine graduates. Dr. Samuel Tedesco. Dr. Catherine Thomas Baxter.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of the university and the state of Washington, I hereby confer upon you the doctoral degree to which you are entitled, with all the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining. Yes, I am proud to present the 2023 Doctor of Acupuncture and Doctor of Acupuncture in Oriental Medicine class of Bastyr University.
Hello, graduates. Are you ready? I am Dr. Janet Albandian, the Associate Dean of School of Nature Pathology at Bastyr University, and I am so proud to read your names of the graduates receiving a doctorate degree in naturopathic medicine. Dr. Christina Connor, the Dean of the School of Naturopathic Medicine. Zakia Abdul Azim. Dr. Zadie Mazel Balek. Dr. Hannah Bressler. Dr. Jessica Wan Chan. Dr. Tyler James Cooper. Dr. Carla Marcela de Leon Gonzalez. Dr. Chloe Deal. Dr. Jeanette Dock. Dr. Fernanda Garcia Olivares. Excuse me, I did go out of sequence, so hang in there, the ones I did not call. Dr. Grace Ann Downs. Dr. Emily Collins Dine. Dr. Shizue Hoffman Udagawa. Dr. Sydney Colette Handel. Dr. Tiffany Haramila. Dr. Alex Jacintas. Dr. Emily Compton Lankham. Dr. Maya Larkin. Dr. Nicole Malapit. Dr. Anna Amalie Miller. Dr. Michael Manning. Dr. Paula Mitchell. Dr. Naomi Koryak. Dr. Taylor Nicole Reich. Dr. Brandy Seeley. Dr. Irina Strongi. Okay, so the following graduates have completed their degree in both naturopathic medicine, and have also completed a graduate degree in counseling, psychology, public health, midwifery, acupuncture and oriental medicine. These graduates completed thousands of hours of classwork, study, clinical training, and internships. We are so proud of them for their dedication into their education in the future. Ready? Dr. Winston Bowen Chin. Dr. Olivia May Shelton. Dr. Lauren Karen Potts. Dr. Julia Kielbeck. Dr. Megan Neiman. Dr. Krista Bennett. Dr. Chandler Hire. Dr. Sierra Mattia Windsor.
Graduates, Bastyr University had the responsibility and honor to provide your education. Dr. Griffith and myself have the responsibility and honor to invite you to join this wonderful profession. But there's a catch. We have an oath to which you are to pledge yourself to fulfill. Our next graduate sisters and brothers and rallies, they're on stage, please join us. So please repeat after me. I dedicate myself to the service of humanity as a practitioner of the art and science of naturopathic medicine. By precept, education, and example, I will assist and encourage others to strengthen their health, reduce risks for disease, and preserve the health of our planet for ourselves and future generations. I will continually endeavor to improve my abilities. I will conduct my life and practice of naturopathic medicine with integrity and freedom from prejudice. I will keep confidential what should not be divulged. I will honor the principles of naturopathic medicine. First, do no harm. To cooperate with the healing powers of nature. To address the fundamental causes of disease. To heal the whole person through individualized treatment. To teach the principles of healthy living and preventive medicine. With my whole heart, before these witnesses, as a doctor of naturopathic medicine, I pledge to remain true to this oath. Welcome.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of the University and the State of Washington, I hereby confer upon you the doctoral degree to which you are entitled, with all the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining. Yes, I am proud to present the 2023 Naturopathic Doctor class of Bastyr University.
I'd like to take a few moments to offer some words of thanks to the graduates. Thank you for the very hard work you put in. As a 2004 ND graduate, I understand the work you have put in, and I also know the joyous work that you have ahead of you. As you work to transform the health and the well-being of our human community. I want to thank the dedicated staff of Bastyr, some of whom are up here in the audience. The staff work every day to support the students in their educational pursuits. But finally, and most importantly, really, I want to take time to acknowledge our excellent faculty. Members of the faculty, please rise and receive the appreciation.